Hello Liverpool fans, welcome back to LFC Transfer Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more latest transfer news. Liverpool transfer news as $93 million Darwin Nunez successor targeted, and Nico Williams boost emerges. Liverpool transfer news as a potential Darwin Nunez successor is supposedly targeted ahead of the summer, and Spain winger Nico Williams hand the Premier League a boost. Liverpool has work to do in the Carabao Cup semi-finals after falling a goal behind to Spurs in North London. Fortunately, a Jarell Quansah scare proved a false alarm after it was confirmed his withdrawal was due to illness rather than injury. His withdrawal won't prompt the Reds to make any panicked moves, but the transfer links are likely to continue regardless. Already, plenty of players have been linked with being of interest to Arne Slot. Here is the Liverpool.com verdict on the transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds today. Both players being linked are exciting forwards who would be for the summer rather than this month, with both being big coups for whoever gets them. Nico Williams, Athletic Club. Spain star Nico Williams is ready to accept that a move to Barcelona will not be possible for him and is therefore now open to moving to the Premier League instead, according to TBR Football. The 22-year-old sprung to fame at the European Championship and has been linked with Liverpool, though a switch to Arsenal seems much likelier given the need for Mikel Arteta to upgrade his left side. Barcelona still admires Williams but is currently struggling to register Dani Olmo, showing that its financial situation still remains perilous. The former RB Leipzig playmaker could be available on a free transfer if the Catalan side can't find another level to pull. Liverpool.com says, the Reds are well stocked with both Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz playing off the left. Signing Williams, who would be far from cheap in terms of the fee, he has a $60M/£48M/€58M, release clause, or wages, therefore seems pretty unlikely. Liverpool is preparing to replace Darwin Nunez and has identified Napoli forward Victor Osimhen, who is on loan at Galatasaray, as the ideal striker to come in, according to Anfield Watch. FSG's CEO of football, Michael Edwards, is said to be a long-term admirer of the player, who is expected to be available on the market. The 26-year-old Nigerian has netted 13 goals and registered 5 assists in just 16 matches for Galatasaray so far. He has scored 21 in 35 games for his country and notched 65 in 108 appearances for Napoli, for whom he signed from Lille for a fee of around $93 million. £75M/€90M. Liverpool.com says, Osimhen should get a decent move somewhere in the summer and Liverpool could make a bit of sense if Nunez is to move on. Someone would have to leave to free up space for another attacker, though, otherwise Arne Slot would have too many options in forward areas and not enough minutes to share around. Liverpool transfer news. Luis Diaz holding out for Barcelona as Mo Salah drops hint. Liverpool have some first-team players vulnerable to rivals in the January transfer window, with the contracts of Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah among the key concerns for Arne Slot. Liverpool have a lot going on behind the scenes, with the January transfer window now in full swing. Unlike other Premier League clubs, Liverpool's business is primarily focused inwards, on securing the futures of Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Contracts are on the table for all three, but question marks remain, particularly over Alexander-Arnold, with Real Madrid circling and his performances dipping. Liverpool could still make use of the window to bring in a new player, with an injury to Joe Gomez leaving Arne Slot short in central defense. With a potential shot at the Premier League title on the line, not to mention the Champions League, Carabao Cup and FA Cup, another option in defense could make all the difference. Elon Musk's name has been connected with the Reds over the past few days, but the club has no interest in allowing the world's richest man in. Here are the latest rumors involving the club. Diaz stalling on new deal. Luis Diaz has long been linked with a move to Barcelona and he has now reportedly turned down the offer of a new contract at Liverpool. Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo claimed that Diaz has rebuffed an offer, partly due to overtures from Barca. The 27-year-old winger is under contract until June 2027, but the club are keen to extend his deal. Diaz is stalling on such a possibility because he believes his importance to the side isn't being recognized in the offer on the table. He isn't the only player on Barcelona's radar, though, with Nico Williams and Rafael Leo also of interest. It should be noted that Barcelona are hardly in a position to poach other clubs' players, considering they currently can't even register Dani Olmo due to their financial mess. Liverpool midfielder Tyler Morton is wanted by Hull and Sheffield United in the January transfer window. Morton has made just 3 Carabao Cup appearances this season, and Mirror Football understands he is waiting to hear if Arne Slot will sanction a loan move. Sheffield United are pursuing Leicester's Hamza Chowdhury and Southampton's Ben Brereton Diaz as reinforcements for a promotion push, but Morton is another option being considered by Chris Wilder. Meanwhile, Hull would also like to re-sign Morton after he enjoyed a successful loan spell with the Tigers last season. The 22-year-old made 41 appearances at Hull and is proven in the Championship, having also represented Blackburn with distinction. Liverpool midfield target has already expressed Anfield fondness amid bid submitted. Liverpool are willing to pay £42 million to add the star to their roster. Liverpool were not initially tipped to oversee a lot of business during the January transfer window, but rumors have been flying in the opening week and the Reds have already tabled an offer for a new midfielder. That's according to Fishages, who have reported that the Reds are determined to strengthen their engine room and are willing to pay €50 million, £42 million, to bring Real Madrid's Aurelien Tchouaméni to Anfield. Liverpool do face competition from Manchester City, though, who are also looking to add to their ranks at this halfway point to boost an overall disappointing run so far. Liverpool have a 6-point cushion over closest rivals Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table as things stand, and boast double that over City. Pep Guardiola's side have slipped down into 6th in the standings, following a run of 9 games with just 1 win on the board. However, despite City's interest, Liverpool could hold an upper hand based on previous comments Tchouaméni made about the Merseyside club. This isn't the first time Liverpool have registered their interest in Tchouaméni, and he has also previously made it clear that he quite fancies the Reds as a club. Back in 2022, Jurgen Klopp and co. were among those looking to sign the midfielder from AS Monaco, where he spent 2.5 years of his career. At the time, Liverpool and Real Madrid were 2 of the main candidates in pursuit of his signature. Amid the speculation over where his future would lie, Tchouaméni admitted he was a fan of both clubs while they battled it out to sign him. "I like both Real Madrid and Liverpool," the France star said in 2022. "I can watch Spanish games and English games. It's different to play in Spain and it's different to play in England. But at the end, for me, it's just a matter of adaptation. I'm an ambitious person. Every time I do something, I just want to win." In the end, Real Madrid fought off the competition and agreed an initial fee of €80 million, £68.3 million, with Monaco, plus an additional €20 million, £17 million, in extras. Los Blancos not only pipped Liverpool to the signing but snubbed Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain as well. Reports at the time claimed that Tchouaméni had agreed terms with Liverpool, but he had also reached a deal in principle with Madrid and needed time to make a decision. While the Reds ended up snubbed in the end, his comments are certainly interesting and worth taking into account, with Liverpool now in pursuit of him again in 2023. Klopp oversaw a significant midfield overhaul as the likes of Jordan Henderson, James Milner and Fabinho all left the club. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita also departed, leaving a lot of empty space to fill ahead of the new season. For Liverpool players, and Harvey Elliott just gave Arne Slot a conundrum that only has one fix. Liverpool lost to Tottenham in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Arne Slot used the game to give some important players minutes who desperately needed them. Generally, whenever he has had the chance to, Arne Slot has kept his Liverpool changes to a minimum this season. Where Jurgen Klopp would rotate more substantially, his successor has often gone with nearly the same team game by game. A couple of times, there have been wholesale changes in the earlier rounds of the Carabao Cup, but key men like Virgil van Dijk, Ryan Gravenberch, and Mohamed Salah have started every Premier League and Champions League fixture. Van Dijk has played every single minute in those competitions, while Gravenberch and Salah have been given around an hour off each. Clearly, there are benefits to that. As a general rule, playing your best team every week should give you the best chance of winning. And so far, Slot has been able to avoid injuries in the main, something he will be hoping is sustained. As a result of being so strong, Liverpool is top of the Premier League and the overwhelming favorite to win another title, and right up there among the top contenders for the Champions League too. No one will want to face the Reds in the knockout phase. But there are also a couple of questions that have emerged as a result of the limited rotation. Firstly, can the levels of fitness last? Gravenberch, in particular, has never played anything like this level of action at this level and intensity, so he is heading into something of the unknown. Secondly, though, when players who are on the fringes come back, are they going to be ready? Against Spurs in the Carabao Cup, Slot made an uncharacteristic 4 changes, 3 coming across his backline, and each looked rusty. Jarell Quansah, who lasted half an hour before coming off with illness, started very nervously. Connor Bradley, alongside him to Van Dijk's right, was not much better on the ball, with possession often being lost too cheaply. On the opposite side of the defense, Kostas Tsimikas almost played Dominic Solanke in with one of his first touches. He improved as the game went on, but the Greek was lacking sharpness. Most rusty of all was arguably Diogo Jota, who didn't quite seem to know where he should be for much of the game. When the ball came to him, it often bounced off him or his attempted pass went astray. Slot said Bradley came in for Trent Alexander-Arnold in part because he needed minutes to get back up to speed again. But that is true of Tsimikas, Quansah, Jota, and Harvey Elliott too. Each is likely to play a part for Liverpool over the next few months, and therefore the conundrum of how to keep, or rather get, them sharp needs to be resolved quickly. Jota, for instance, was starting his first match since mid-October, and Bradley his first since Real Madrid. It should be little wonder